I did not get the needles and the lucette. Not like I don't have a lucette. It just, I don't have one of the ones with the handle. I have a small handheld one. But that one was actually nice because it's small enough to...
Do you have a chair?
Yes, I have a chair over that side.
You still have a chair? Would you like to take a break? I'm going to go back downstairs.
Follow come back to sleep. Or if you like follow it, set up the static shot. Okay. That's what I figured. Oh no, I was thinking angles is all I was thinking of for you. So, video angles. I work for a TV station. So it's like I say I know you're so new to this, I know, right? Got it. So, just so you know, do with that information what you want. So the breaks in here, yeah. And yeah, you're fine where you are, so.
So you're going to stay in right here?
So you're going back in the horse seat. Go find Aunt Lori. You filming already? At the DMPL 12th night celebration.
Please, you gentles, take what comfort you may.
Here continues the court of their majesties. I swear it's water. Their majesties call into their court Lady Sasha Sebastian. Your majesties will call Lady Sasha Sebastian to their court. There.
When he first called me, everybody was
I thought about it.
It is a daunting task. But there's a volunteer for it with volleyball, I'm not sure.
For the ball.
And so on. And that's not all.
The majesties will call for the children of the kingdom to attend them in court.
I can do it. Okay, so she's got a box full of toys, and she's going to get a little bit of a head start, and then when you all catch her, you get to get a toy out. Good? Sound good? All right. Nick? Go. All right, go.
He has no jobs today. He's free. So Our Lady Sasha, our sacrifice for the day, and for the children of the kingdom. Be honest! Be honest! Be honest! The Majesty is granting you access to the Holy Roman Court.
Here opens the court of Praetoria Prima and Baroness of Violetta. Your Excellencies, wish to speak to their Majesties.
Salve ambulance! Down my ambulance! Still getting used to this. Thank you so much for having such a wonderful day. Thank you, Your Majesties, for being here and joining us on this wonderful health night. Did you all have fun? We're going to get right down to business.
Their Excellencies would wish to recognize all those who were part of the event staff today, including the Honorable Lady Elsa Augsburg, Lady Artis McLeod, Scholl, the Honorable Lady Heinrich, Baron Alaric, Cadence, Lady Dorothea, Hara Shonagon, Lady Eleanor Walden, anybody else we forgot. Well, yeah, and would further desire the Honorable Lady Elsa Augsburg to come forward to talk about the thing that we all love all day long, the cookie competition. Indeed, the most famous part of the Royal 12th night is the cookie competition. And I bring you news. Right here are these 3x5 cards. The first award to be announced is the Populous Choice. This Populous Choice cookie got 40 beans. That's a lot of beans. And the cookie was the vanilla coconut chai meringue. I have had several people who have told me that you should get this posted in something, set online, Facebook, one of those places. We'll get it up on the Excellent. The next choice here is the Baroness's choice. And if you remember, this one was over on the far right, my far right, is the butter mochi. Remember that? His Majesty chose a favorite, and he chose, oh boy, he chose Great Grandma's sugar cookies. Anybody remember those? And Her Majesty chose the peanut butter turtle bombs. Remember those? Thank you all who cooked, who baked, and all that jazz. Please post your recipes. Please give them to the chronicler to post.
Why? Would the chronicler be? The chronicler was here and is ready and willing to take your submission.
Silence!
Yes!
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations to the winners of the contests.
Their Excellencies also invite Lady Eleanor Wolf.
So we had a really awesome ANS competition and display today. I lost track of how many entries we had. There were so many, at least a dozen, and 6 entries into the championship. 6 different people committing to go to 7 Pearls if selected. We did have a populous winner for the votes. So with 36 votes, would you call her winner?
The Honorable Lady Silence Chabot.
So for you, I have some scissors based on some late period extant scissors. They're really pretty.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yay. Congrats for having the paper tracking us today.
The Lady Simons. Viva!
How exciting! Genuinely exciting was the ANS contest. We feel so lucky that we had such a tremendously difficult time picking a winner. And we're also very lucky that we could pick second too, because we couldn't decide on just one. We argued.
I almost never argue about anything in 20 years.
Generally agreed on a lot of things, and we didn't all agree on this because all 6 entries were just so phenomenal. Especially getting the theme.
Yeah. One of the good things that Elle explained, and I don't know how many of you knew this, the theme was the pastoral theme. So normally we're very used to seeing ANS competitions really sort of fancy things, high class, very beautiful objects. And, oh my goodness, there's a wonderful example here. But with the pastoral theme, a lot of people who normally never have entered an ANS competition ever entered for the first time. Not only just entered, period. But actually committed to 7 Pearls, and I think they're all of wonderful quality and would have represented us well, which is why it was so very hard to pick a winner.
In the end, of course, we do have to pick a winner, and we, again, feel very lucky we got to pick follow-up because they were all so good. But I just want to emphasize that a lot of the things that people think about when they're judging ANS contests, the quality of the final product or the craftsmanship, documentation, a lot of stuff that we're so used to hearing, were a lot less of a concern for us because we're thinking about not just how well it's documented or anything, but also the journey that the person's going on and whether they're thinking about a sort of holistic aspect of the object. Every single entry had a deeper and interesting story to it, whether it was in the documentation or not. And we absolutely loved that, and we want to encourage people to start thinking beyond the documentation and more about the story of the objects that they're creating and the art that they're pursuing. Okay, all of that said, our winners, shall we?
Yes.
stories stood out, and we are thrilled to have both of you here tonight. But, no? Yeah.
Would you like to be our first champion, representing us in Seven Boroughs? And would you be willing to be the second, in case you can? Thank you.
So for this commitment, we thank you, and both of you, again, I think beyond just like your documentation, the story of the things that you were doing, the story of like how you were working with other people, the story of how you were exploring and doing these experimental archaeology, stuff like that.
But you will also say,
And reaching out with other people and continuing to work with other people was very important to us when we were giving consideration. So thank you for your hard work, thank you for agreeing to our teams, and congratulations.
Champion Severity, and for the Honorable Lady Elisabetta, second. Their Excellencies desire to be attended by Morikawa Ray.
This is a historic moment right here. We, in the barony, are for the first time, after going through lots of debate, many processes, and very, very careful thought about not only what we want to do, but how we want to do it, has brought us to this moment. And so it is with a tremendous and profound pleasure that we are here with Ray today to grant her citizenship to the barony as a non-resident citizen. And as part of that, we do have a scroll that we would like to present to you.
In accordance with Section 4 of the bylaws of the Barony Marsh and the Debatable Lands, we hereby recognize Ray Morikawa as a rightful citizen of our barony, granted on this 27th day of January, Anno Societatis 58. Illustration by Mishiyama Robai and Carlo Fiori of the BMDL, Anno Societatis 51, from the Americanic version of the 36 Immortal Codes.
Calligraphy by Master Giuseppe Vecchioni, or words by Her Excellency Viola.
Welcome to Barony, Ray.
would you like to sign?
For Morikawa Ray, she's ours.
last time you got for archery. It was archery and youth combat last time, and this time for a variety of other things.
And baronial 12th night, we celebrate the arts, including the art of the sword. From baronial rapier champion, seven pearls champion, and kingdom cut and thrust champion, you can make Robert stop, running around the field to make sure his opponents get the point. Thus do we, Baronessa Violetta and Victoria Prima, award him a hematite cup, done this 27th day of January, Anno Societatis 58, at our 12th night celebration in the Debatable lands. Calligraphy and illustration by the Honorable Lady Rachel Galasso, words by Master Alaric McCall.
For Don Robert McEwen, Memorial, Hematite Comet. Excellencies spy, and therefore would wish to call forward the Honorable Noble Katerina Nafola.
Now, if we think somebody who's added color, fun, and joy just with their presence, you are one of the first step to our mind. And I mean, look at you today. Amazing. And something, you know, there's many people who work on art and excel at it, and you take it into these amazing hats that you've created. And we would do this.
Embroidering and slashing, and puffing and feeding, feathers, patterning, and sometimes eating and sleeping. Noble Katerina Nasmoglin has put in the work and leaves a lasting impression wherever they go. Like a woodblock come to life and emblazoned with color, they show us that landscape are so much more than mercenary pirate climbers. You have brought your knowledge and talent to our barracks, and we appreciate those gifts. Therefore, we bestow upon you a Bacchus fund with thanks, done this 27th day of January, Anno Societatis 58, at the baronial 12th night state, in our glorious heralding march to the Debatable lands. Calligraphy, illumination, and words by the Honorable Lady Isabella Perosi, also known as Google.
For the Honorable Noble Katerina Nasmoglin, Lapis Comet. Your Excellencies invite before them Anapatos Arcadios and Lady Diana Clairchamp. That being the case, their excellencies invite before them Hara Shonagon Kumatsu and Lady Eleanor Wong.
So, Mara and I
is when Verity technically turns 50. But the birthday party is going to be the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. So that's Saturday, May 25th. Happy birthday will be the theme. But we also have a couple things going on. Like, for example, their Excellency's new heavy champion and new rapier champion will be chosen then. There will also be a history display and plenty of other things to keep folks busy. Okay, now, so 2 weeks later is sort of the follow-on. The problem was I couldn't find a big site for the Verity birthday that I could also have horses. So that's why part B is 2 weeks later on June 8th. It's going to be equestrian and guild hall. If you're a guild, come play. And this is intended to be a work day. So there's going to be the equestrian competition, but it's a guild hall day. It's a guild hall presentation and work day. So come play, do your thing. And you might even get people asking you questions. You might also get people volunteering to help or try and do. And then
After we go back to being monochrome, because I can't say no. And then Seven Pearls is also going to be monochrome locally, take place in Stealth Mall, technically. But we will be hosting Seven Pearls, and I'm very excited about that. So stay tuned for a whole big summer of me and Tara running events.
brave people.
Yay!
For the industriousness of bringing out Walden and our show on keeping us busy.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a very busy year for us, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm expecting that the year is going to be, the birthday party is going to be pretty fantastic if we're wrapping it up 2 weeks after we start. So, should be a good time. Thank you all for coming. I want to thank our cousin, who was around somewhere, for coming. He's such a good guy. And I'm so happy that you all have a wonderful day. So I know we still have a lot more business going on, so we're going to wrap it up. And one last thank you to our guards, our retainers, and of course all of the scribes, wordsmiths, calligraphers who worked on our scrolls. Thank you all very much.
For the guards, retainers, and scribes and wordsmiths. Be
Nuts! Be nuts! Be nuts!
The court of their excellencies is hereby closed.
Here resumes the court of their majesties. Majesties would have the attendance of those attending their first event or their first event with the royal courts. Notice coming.
So it is our custom in Mark that when you do come to events, to show you that you're welcome and to encourage you to come back. We have taken the giving of the drinking vessel. Started out, these were just cups that people had. Now these are all handcrafted by people in the kingdom because they want you to know that you're welcome. So please pick what you like. And it's yours.
We'll be able to have a drink with you next.
their journey through the society this day.
Peanuts! Peanuts! Peanuts!
Their majesties the next time. Invite the attendants of the following order of the rooms.
Yeah. Weird.
As many of you know, as a peer, it is one of our responsibilities to train others to become peers later. And today, I would do that in front of all of you.
I would also call to the front lady right there. They're all over here today.
So, we've discussed it. You still want to go forward? Yes. Your college? Going forward? Sorry, so whatever you want. The mods haven't decided what we call it, so you can call it whatever you want. I'm probably going to call you my associate most of the time. That's what the creator called all of his students. But stacking good, dying well. Will do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
For that, Father, you order and the upgrade for Lady Dorothea.
Peanuts! Peanuts! Peanuts!
The majesties will next be attended by Lady Bertha Rickard-Scona.
She's Baroness.
Baroness, excuse me, yes. It's water, I swear.
I'm not sure about that.
Your Excellency, I want to talk about a winter fest.
Yes, I would like to address the populace. I'm Baroness Verna from the Shire of Misty Highlands, and with circumstances that happened, we kind of missed the Region 1 12th night. So we came up with a second idea. We called the Shire of Misty Highlands Winterfest.
Hoot nanny! Hoot nanny!
However, Jolly Jokers in West Virginia didn't think that was a good enough name. So they're calling it the what? I think everybody's heard of the Hoot Nanny. I tried to pass out flyers today and talk to the populace here. So I'd like to invite everybody to come down to the Shire. It's February the 24th. It's in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Look on our Shire page. It's on the website for our FOMARC event page. Yes, I put it on there, and I'm putting it other places too. So we're having fun. We're not getting serious about this at all. It's going to be a fun day. We want you all to come and have fun with us. We're going to have a heavy tournament, games. We're going to have some rapier happening. We're going to have A&S display, so bring some things and show everybody what you have. I've created some little skill games that you all can play together. And we're going to have a Royal Forester meeting. So anybody who's interested in the Forester program, please come to that. Our Majesties have consented or asked, or we have begged them, or whatever we want to call that. They're having a royal court. So there's lots of things going to happen for the day. We open at 9 o'clock, and we're going to go till 7:30. And we're going to have a what? Thank you very much.
For Baroness, she goes forth to continue planning the Winterfest.
Hoot nanny! Hoot nanny! Hoot nanny!
Peanuts!
Peanuts! Peanuts!
That seats with next call for Kaylin Harrison. The match seats in that case with next call for Kofina of the Debatable Lands. We'll try again. The match seats then will call for Biggest Stillinger. Yeah, true. Yeah. Try again. This course might be really short. Yes. The match seats will then call for Isabel de Herrera. Hey. We got it!
I can kind of tell that it's brewing and everything else.
So that has been seen by us as well, and we would recognize it.
Energetic and diffusive, our fair and noble Isabel de Herrera has brought her enthusiasm to the archery range, coming in second in the Bronial Stellar Tournament and making archery targets. Thus do we, Gareth and Juliana, King and Queen of Silva Naphamark, award unto her arms to be determined. Now this 27th of January and it's August 58th in the Barry March of the Debatable Lands. Scroll based on the Almodovar Hours, Catalonia by Mrs. Ariana Woodford.
See those moves?
For Lady Isabel, newest member of the nobility of Altamar.
Vivas! Vivas! Vivas!
Your Majesties would next call for King of the Debatable Lands.
So I'm here to tell us that you are really talented individual in red. Just a little bit, maybe, and then you can help work on these lovely, gorgeous clothes. Do you have a part of that? Yes. Yeah. So you're telling that you're kind of a firefly? Yeah. You're like, yeah. As long as it's safe, it's safe, but that's a job that needs to be done. Yeah. But these are all like important things, and we want to do this for you.
Behold and attend our words as we proclaim with great joy the work of our talented King of the Debatable Lands, who nimbly plies her needle and colored silks as a member of the embroidery team for BMBL Cloaks. Finding ourselves in receipt of glowing reports of this noble lady's generosity and skill, we, Gareth, King of Alphamark, and Juliana, his honorable queen, are pleased to award her arms to be determined. Given this 27th day of January, Anno Sesquitatis 58, at 12th night in our Heritage March of the Debatable lands. And there it is. Calligraphy and illumination for the scrolls by my ladyship Vivian of Darby.
His Excellency has
For Lady Kate of the Debatable lands to us confirm the nobility of Albemarle.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Majesties will next call for Jay of the Debatable lands. You thought you were done.
So, what we've heard of are your deeds. Deeds that involve having cloaks and doing a lot of the heavy lifting and hauling and coal. And those are things that make the society run. And those are things that are worthy of recognition. And
You have been summoned before one and all as witness this day to talk about your actions. You have been most busy with BMPL cloaks. Furthermore, you haul and lift things for the barony camp of Pensick and are always willing to help where needed with whatever the task may be. For these reasons do we, Gareth King and Juliana Queen, bestow to you these arms to be determined from this 27th day of January, Anno Sesquitatis 58, as a lord of the kingdom and the barony march of the Debatable lands 12th night event in glorious Albemarle. Scroll and illumination by Sir Arden Scott. For Lord Jay of the Debatable lands, who is a member of the nobility of Albemarle.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
The Majesties would next call for the attendance of Thomas and Fletcher. Majesties would next call for Lady Umbriana Conman.
I didn't do it. You brought your own scroll here today. I want to talk a little bit about your willingness to just kind of step in and when things need to be done, you do them without hesitation. So this is service, but it's also, more specifically, I'm talking about, oh, the scroll didn't show up, and we need to give this out. And you've done that several different times, and we greatly, greatly appreciate that. So the kingdom greatly appreciates that. So we have a special award for that.
Truth will be shared. Listen and see now the words of the crown. To be a scribe of the Sylvan Kingdom is to catch on paper the will of the crown, to elevate it beyond mere words, to add eloquence and beauty to it, to turn the mundane into art. Most often pages are crafted lovingly over days and weeks, yet betimes the needs of the crown are swift and urgent, and the quills of the scribe must fly at breathtaking speed in the heat of combat. At the command of the crown, with no warning or preparation, from the shadows the iron quills strike fast and true. For their timely artistic labors would we, Gareth and Juliana, King and Queen of Sylvan Albemarle, pronounce Umbriana Campana a member of the award of distinction for combat scribes. On this 27th day of January, Anno Sesquitatis 58, at the celebration of 12th night in the barony march of the Debatable lands. Wordsmithing by Shahadan Janan, Illumination by Christina Mary Lowe, called Chase. Will Lady Adriana do as companion of the Order of the Iron Quill?
He must! He must! He must!
The Majesty's the next call for Ladyship Rachel Delasso.
Hi.
Oh, you've done things. You've done lots of things.
Every once in a while, you have a scroll that I wander alongside in the wrong place. And you're one of those people that can go back and scrape it off and repair it and fix it. Or you need a scroll done right now. And you're one of those people that their hand goes up and does a scroll right now.
She tends to be like the only person in a 5 mile radius that has that gold paint or that silver paint or those black hour scrolls that show up. Like, oh wait, she might have it. Oh.
Scribal art can be daunting at the best of times, but to be able to do it on the fly, we call that being a combat scribe, such as working on words for a scroll and working the calligraphy so the scroll is ready for that day's court. There are only a few willing to do so, and our fair Rachel Delasso is one of these few, while also having the supplies on hand to do scroll repair. From the shadows, the iron quills strike fast and true. For their timely artistic scribal labors, we, Gareth and Juliana, King and Queen of Fair Alphamark, pronounce Rachel a member of the Award of Distinction for Combat Scribes, done this 27th day of January, Anno Societatis 58, in the Barony March of the Debatable lands. Calligraphy and illumination is done by Baroness Catherine Kiersey.
Thank you for saying this, not just for saying yeah.
Well, I think we get a list of recently. But you don't have medallions yet, but the heraldry just passed. So there should be medallions soon.
Everybody noticed she knelt on the pillow.
We need to have a class in that.
For her ladyship, Rachel, who is companion of the Order of the Iron Quill.
He must! He must! He must!
Please go triumvirate!
Next is the next call for leadership, Samantha De Rossi.
On the pillow. On the pillow.
I want to talk about your wildness. Yeah, different, right? Yeah. We're like flipping up things really quickly when the crowd realizes, oh, instead of going this way, we need to swerve and do a 180 and do this. To be able to, well, honor those members of the populace. And you've done that. Not just once, not just twice, but many, many times.
that has not gone unnoticed. So we really greatly appreciate that, and we want to do this for you.
Scribes bring the awards given by the crown to life with paint and ink, brush and pen. So we do our best to plan ahead for awards so they can do their best art. There are times when the scroll is needed at the last minute. Those scribes who can craft works of beauty when asked deserve our deepest gratitude. Lisabetta de Rossi is one such scribe, and therefore are we, Gareth and Juliana, King and Queen of Sylvan Applemark, pleased to bestow upon her the Iron Quill, done this 27th day of January, Anno Septimonis 58, at the throne of the 12th night in the Barony March of the Debatable lands. The calligraphy and illumination by Mrs. Ariana Winthrop.
Viva Ariana! So yeah, so we should have to know you soon. So yeah.
For her ladyship Lisabetta, who is companion of the Order of the Iron Quill.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Their Majesties will next call for Lord Turlo Phelan.
Yeah.
So, you've heard about some of the things you've done. You've heard that you make a garb, particularly hats.
Particularly, I have made
Particularly heard about your hats.
You heard how wonderful the hats are.
And the things you make for yourself. And the research that you have done in terms of that and participation in the all of these are, well, they're art and they're educational, and the society is about that, and we would recognize you this way.
Tall and proud, the mighty sycamore stands, red and gold leaves ablaze in autumn sun. Each and every leaf a unique work of art, with glints of leatherwork and garb, with gardening and song, with new leaves and new arts being added day by day. And at the center of this myriad of art stands the enchanted wood of the tree, fey magic running from deep root to high branches. Surely Lord Turlo Phelan must be a dryad, with each art at his supple fingertips, like an ensorcelled bag of holding, able to bring forth not merely just the necessary, but also the beautiful. Such artistry has captured the eye of the Sylvan throne, and we, Gareth and Juliana, would decorate Lord Turlo with 3 more leaves, both red and gold, and for his art proclaim him a sycamore of Applemark. Done this 24th day of January, Anno Septimonis 58, at BMDL 12th night, words by some guy in a hat, calligraphy, illumination, and token by Porfina Jonasarbacher.
Yeah,
I don't have school fees now.
already taken care of.
so much.
Congratulations.
For Lord Turlo and his companion of the Order of the Sycamore.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Her Majesties would next call for Lady China and Belradia. Majesties then would call next for Lady Fina Phelan.
So,
Yes, that's correct. Yes. You're right, you can't miss it.
But what we've heard about again is very interesting. Some of it's singing or low we would recognize that today.
Come ye all and learn of the skill and craftsmanship of our most excellent lady, Fina Phelan, as she constructed marvelous home on wheels, creates guard, and has a voice like an angel. Her dedication and talents have so enriched our realm that we dare to give it to and Juliana, our queen, our new every kiss, even so, to induct her into our order of the Sycamore, and further we warn for her these arms to be determined. Given by our hand on the 12th night in our beloved Debatable lands on the 27th day of January, Anno Septimatus 58, the illumination and calligraphy by her ladyship case upon launch. Poor Lady Tina, newest companion of the Order of the Sycamore.
Vivas! Vivas! Vivas!
Their Majesties would next invite the attendance of Mistress Crestia de Waterdead and Master Zanetto de Como.
That's wonderful to see you. That's
All is good in the days of our predecessors. The decision was made.
those two sitting right back there. I'm on again.
To recognize some things about both. And I guess you could help me out with this by standing back up. And showing everyone here how well dressed you are and how you look like you stepped out of the tapestry together. And the attention to detail in all of these little bits and parts of this garb that fits the century they're trying to portray. And we have an award for that. It's actually an award that some Gareth and Juliana Alcomber came up with. And
To all who shall bear or see these words, know that the Lord King Andreas, together with the Lady Queen Callista, confirmed to Crestia de Waterdead entry into the most noble order of the Golden Mirror for works of wearable arts that hold up a mirror to that which is the dream. Let all know that we do this in clear knowledge that all she wears is an inspiration to all within our kingdom, from head to toe and all of the fancy bits in between. All that she makes and wears appear to have been stolen from a painting through sewing magic. This our will we commit to this warrant by our signs royal, and whoever might presume to violate the page of our confirmation will incur the wrath of our indignation, in addition to the wrath of our heirs and of their heirs, and so on until the end of the world. Given by the hands of Andreas and Callista on the fields of Penzig in the year 850 since the incarnation of the society. The scroll is inspired by a charter of confirmation from Isabel III, King of Hungary. Words by Master Baron Caleb Reynolds. Scroll by Dame Zosha Kolevska. To our most reverend and beloved Zanetto de Como, we send warm greetings. We have long witnessed and have been told of your skill of costuming, cobbling, furniture making, and the making of a 14th century encampment that is the envy of all who have seen it. For these and for the beauteous garb that you wear upon your back that inspires others to do the same, that here upon the fields of Penzig we wish to repay you for the skill that you have shown to all. For many days we have pondered in the manner and method of repayment, for we wish this gift to be everlasting. In the end, we would give to you this warrant to take to the noble order of the Golden Mirror, so that you may take your place among them as just recognition of all you have done. And we pray that this reward will inspire you to go on upward to still greater heights in the realm of wearable art. So say we Andreas King and Callista Queen, in the year 1850 since the incarnation of the Society. This scroll inspired by a letter from Boniface to Abbess Isberga. Words, again, by Baron Caleb Reynolds. Scroll by Dame Joseph Coleska.
I will keep it in a scroll. This
For Mr. Spetskin and Master Zanetto, those companions of the Order of the Golden Mirror.
Because! Because! Because!
The Majesties were next invited into their court, Duchess Torquata Merdies.
Your grace.
So this is let someone to set right something that is long overdue. And we called you up so that you can present that.
The Majesties would also invite into their presence Mistress Rowena de Duncan.
Her Majesty's calling you. But you know about this. But we need to show everyone this piece of art. So her laurel scroll wasn't done in time, and so she asked me to do it, and so they gave me a poem that was on her for her elevation. So with doing some research, I did the exemplars are from a manuscript in the Northern Museum. And so this is a book about the 14th century that was massaged to reflect what is appropriate to this is the scroll that I came and delivered because I don't trust USPS. I trust Delta. I'm here from radiates to present this.
The flowers still sprout and the birds still sing. Rowena continues to create all of the things, beautifying Sylvanella Mark with banners galore, hanging applique velvets from ceiling to floor. Some paint strokes here and embroidery there, candy cottages crafted by our maiden fair. Besides a new project with couched gold shining through, she still finds the time to instruct a class or two. We, Arthur and Kyrick, demanded attention of Rowena at the Hales Grand Convention in year 57, day 17 December, an affirmative choice by each of our members. The inauguration for this glorious affair start with arms patent announced with fanfare. Vert and unicorn caution to sinister, and incanton a snowflake argent administered. Do after this day of much celebration and listening to words of such great attestation, from all her great deeds super temporal, we adorn Rowena with the wreath of the laurel.
And thank you, Your Grace, for traveling so far. Like I said, I don't trust USPS.
For the commitment, to say the least, of Duchess Torquata and for the continued arts of Mistress Rowena.
Because! Because! Because!
Majesties would next call to attendance in their court relation case of von Wallenstein.
They try to catch up. You have a habit of being in an event, dodging court, it seems like.
If you would know my Melissa just stop it.
Yeah.
I fair enough. Fuck you. Fair enough.
It's a good excuse. It's good. So, over our strings, you have made a lot of beautiful largesse, but you don't just do that for one range. You've done it for your Verity. You've done it for multiple reigns. And we have a special award for that. That is kind of a fairly new, it's about 2 years old or so, award. And we want to make sure that you are one of those people because you make so much beautiful art to give away.
The kings and queens of old had vast estates, deep coffers of gold and jewels, and rich resources from diverse sources with which to reward their supporters. Those sovereigns often demonstrated their wealth and generosity with lavish gifts. Today, we, Gareth and Juliana, Sylvan monarchs of Belpomar, wish to recognize one who has donated largesse to many a reign, enhancing the glorious reputation of our kingdom by enabling us to share bountifully with our subjects. Moreover, Geza von Wallenstein has crafted countless belt favors for our champions, enriching the appearance of our court. For these and many similar reasons, we hereby bestow upon her the title of Crown's Treasure with our deepest gratitude. Proclaimed this 27th day of wintry January at 12th night in our barony march of the Debatable lands. Scrolled by Lady Murgia Priscilla Ventia Portia, words of Mr. Stannis of the Dark Lord Moratiu.
Because the red pennant. Because it's technically so,
That's almost like
Her ladyship gains him as companion of the Crown's treasure.
Be honest! Be honest! Be honest!
Majesties would next call for the attendance of Lord Bernardus of Border Watch.
So, I've seen you around battlefields for a long time. I don't quite remember not seeing you. And I see you in the shield wall, and you're often jockeying for place in the front rank. Because you've got that thing that a lot of us have where you're anywhere. And you enjoy that crash front rank. And I understand that completely. But it's more than that. You work with your skills, you work with your individual fighting. Like most of the Border Watch guys, you're great at that. But you can cut that to the individual fighting too. And a lot of people have noticed that. And we're going to recognize that today. I think it's all
The Majesties would ask for the attendance of their noble order of the Gage. beginning of one, for this is the way adventures begin. He is a quiet man and a ferocious fighter whose sinister hand hits swift and strong, for his skill on the battlefield, for his huge heart and great smile off the field, and for his willingness to help no matter the task. The weak heirs of Juliana, rightful sovereigns of Huffmart, find it right and just to induct one artist at Borderwatch into our noble order of the Gage, originally on this 4th day of November, Anno 58 at the Corn Maze, in our shire of Abishaglash, and would grant him arms and all the rights and responsibilities thereof. Wordsmithing by Shalagan Gunan and Jinx, Calligraphy and Illumination by Jinx. For his lordship, one artist, newest companion of the noble order of the Gage.
He must! He must! He must!
Their Majesties would next call into their court Baroness Anya the Island.
Hey! Your Majesty! Your Excellency! I present Baroness Anya the Island. 15 years ago, I married a redhead. You would think I would have learned a lesson. 11 years ago, I went to a muster down in Misty Highlands, and there was this portrait taker who stood behind me the entire time I was marshaling, taking portraits of all the fighters. She would not take no for an answer. She would stand right behind me and take as many pictures as she possibly could. 8 years ago, at this very event, I handed that woman a belt and asked her to be my protege. She accepted, and again, I took on another redhead. You would think I would have learned, but I didn't. In that time, Baroness Anya has served the armies of Appalachia. She has served royalty after royalty after royalty, a short break, then royalty after royalty. Today, she stands before this kingdom and their majesties to give her decision on her feelings of becoming a member of the Order of the Pelican. Your Majesties. And after hearing that counsel, it's been silent conversation.
what the intention. Nonetheless, we were here to fetch money here.
Is there a royal peer who would speak for this lady's worthiness?
Your Majesties, I have the words of Duke Burke Longsword, 3 times king of this kingdom. As soon as I remember my password. Greetings, Your Majesties, Highnesses, Excellencies. My sincere apology for my absence. I have broken down en route and have to send these words. Your Excellency Anya, please forgive. I've had the pleasure of knowing this wonderful lady for a number of years. I have witnessed her service to this kingdom and to our society. In my humble opinion, her service goes beyond exemplary. As a royal peer, I take into consideration more than just the specific peerage. I look at their comportment, attitude, and their willingness to go above and beyond. From the moment I met this lady, she has always been above and beyond. I consider it an honor to be allowed to call her friend, and I wholeheartedly commend her to Your Majesties. Thank you so very much.
Will Rose of the Kingdom speak for this lady?
I'm Duchess Felicia Morganova, and I will speak for this lady. A lady of the rose, is expected to be an inspiration, to be courageous and to speak out in times when you may not want to say what needs to be said. The rose's obligation is to the kingdom, and to care for those, and to be kind to those, and to uplift those that are in need. I have seen this lady reach out and lift up so many people. I have seen her be courageous despite the greatest adversities. I have seen her crawl where others would have failed to accomplish a goal set before her. I have seen her lead from behind and to inspire those around her. She inspires me. I can say no more. She is truly my peer, and this is a good thing you do these things.
Will any amongst the Order of the Chivalry speak for this lady?
I will. Mark Peterson. 1, 2, 3. Ah!
Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, noble populace, I am Sir Reese of Miles End, Knight of Society, Baron of this court. And I have the honor this day of speaking for Baroness. I will speak today on her loyalty. Anya is one of the first people to volunteer to help those she cares about, and she pours her soul into whatever she is tasked to do. She's been an integral part of 4 raids, her household, and a number of vigils. Because she needs to help her people have the best experience possible. Anya will have your back, but an important part about her loyalty is she's also not afraid to get truth and course correct if she sees you stepping out of line. Anya is one of my best friends, and has been there for some of the darkest moments of my life. Your Majesties, this is a great thing. She is, and has been my peer. Team Dory forever. Thank you.
Majesties, Your Excellencies, may God bless in this wonderful kingdom. I am Sterling Della Rosa of the Eastern Kingdom. I have traveled a long way. I, as a knight, many knights around will speak of the prowess. The prowess that a knight has to be on that field, normally done with weapon in hand. But I have seen in the shadows how you have shown your prowess to all the people you have given service to all those who you counted and made sure you had a great time and done and given. From my understanding, whether it's on the field or off the field, you were there with the prowess. Your Majesties, this is a great thing for the Lord. And I will definitely say thank you very much. You will.
Who one amongst the laurels speak for this lady?
Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, noble populace, I am Masterina Astrodvigaske, no longer the babyest laurel of Epilar, but still pretty fresh. I would speak for this woman today. As a laurel, I would be remiss if I did not speak of her embroidery and her beadwork. She possesses this easy confidence with a needle that I still haven't found yet, but you can find it on her apron that she's wearing right now. But what I really want to speak of is her photography. When artisans begin a project or are looking for inspiration, many of us first turn to things that we can see. Paintings, manuscripts, photos of artifacts in museums half a world away. We seek context for our material goods in a certain space and time. Anya, for so many years, has given generously of her time and effort and hard drive space to document us as we are now in our space and time, in the context of our society. She has created cultural reference that not only are we able to share on social media, but that our human historians and artisans will refer to as our society ages. Preservation is key to our shared interests, and Anya freely provides that foundation for us. I've known Anya for many years now. We've been through literal hell and high water, and I am so proud of her. She is my hero.
Will any amongst the Order of Defense speak for this lady?
Yes, Your Majesties, noble populace. My lair at the Jordan Road, 20th after defense to keep the battle mark would speak. I would speak of this woman's drive to perfection. She wants us to strives as to ensure our courts function well. The service you do to support everyone around you is truly amazing. You support everyone who is here. You make this work. You are my
Is there one amongst the Pelicans who would speak for this lady? Is there one amongst the populace who would speak for that lady?
Is there gold law?
Yes, I am Christian Goldilocks. And, yeah, I'm going to speak. That's okay. I wrote this down because I could go on for a long, long time, and y'all don't want that. So here I go. I'm honored to be chosen as a member of the populace to speak on behalf of Baroness Anya the Island. Of all the things I could speak to, I want to talk about love because that's kind of what I do. To be more specific, I want to talk about the lens that she uses to channel her love towards other people in the SCA. And that lens I want to refer to as drama. But this is the good drama. Yes, there's such a thing as good drama. Next time you get the chance, I want you to notice the reaction on her face when somebody receives an award in court. Now, whether that's an award of arms or a peerage writ, I know that when that award is announced in court, I can look over at her And I'll bet you money I can see the ugly crying. It's gorgeous crying. I love it. But that's what you say. That's her words anyway. I'm here for it. More importantly, I'm fairly certain that that recipient can also see the love that the SCA has given to them through the eyes and through the heart of that fine lady. With the joy, the attaboy, all the ugly crying, the you can rest easy, you are included vibes, they're reflected in her happy tears when they stream down her face. I want you to understand something. Through her example, I have learned that it's a good thing to keep a hold of those rose-colored glasses. Put them in your back pocket, man. You got to feel the emotion, to embrace the pageantry of this court, to experience the good drama, and also to celebrate the dedication that this journey takes along these milestones that we celebrate together. I'm almost done. One of the most important things that we can do is follow her example and celebrate each other both inside and outside of court. You're my law. You'll always be my law. And I'm grateful for your example that you show to others. Pelicans, noble populace alike, as you welcome her, I want you to remember that she will be one of your greatest cheerleaders. Just so long as you don't piss her off. I love you.
Now, is there a pelican who would speak to this thing?
Your Majesty, I am the Ursula Rowan, 145th Pelican of these fine Sylvan lands. Mostly because it's your fault. But, your leave, I would love to say that. Can't look at her because then we'll both underground. There's a lot of terminology that's used when you describe a pelican. And people like to say, we can't say no, or no helium hand. And while none of these things are ever said in malice and usually tongue-in-cheek, they all kind of cheapen what we do as pelicans. Because when you're saying we can't say no, you're insinuating that we don't have the agency to make the decisions that we do on a daily basis. And when you're saying that person just has helium hand, you're robbing them of the intentionality with which they give their heart and energy and love and service to whatever they're going to pour themselves into that day. Service is a very difficult track to judge. Because everything can be service. Showing up is service. Getting dressed is service. Being kind is service. Pelicans have to take the mundane and turn them into the dream for everybody else. And Anya does this task with a smile on her face and joy in her soul. And even when she's not doing the big things like herding cats and working reins, she's keeping competing promises to friends that she made years ago. She's taking ugly cry pictures of the most joyous moments so that we can remember moments like these. And she does all of this while still being able to put a hand on her hip and bless a heart and showing us that's also service. And if you haven't been on the receiving end of that, you know it's service. You know? So, Your Majesties, I want to thank you for giving a great service to this kingdom today and recognizing my friend Anya, who's been right here for a very, very long time. Thank you.
Having heard these words, Her Majesty is to invite the attendance of the most noble order of the Pelican.
So, you gave her counsel. She said you gave her counsel. You gave her counsel. You heard the words of yours in the realm. Your wish?
Aye.
Okay.
Alexia has a household medallions.
Really short. Juliana Dillon here. Eric Perry.
It's their second household medallion.
Also inscribed on the household of Clan Van Baha. Master Liam McIntyre. Mrs. Constance Lindweir. Mistress Anya Young.
It's their personal medallion.
There is. Get your lips. Phoenix.
Yourself. Is there another personal medallion?
This medallion is a fellow gift from the Rhinestone Museum.
She's already got 3 babies.
I'm going to have her wait from us because I have son.
You have one job.
You're done.
Yeah, sure is. Is there a medallion? Another one.
The ancestral medallion?
Yes. Is there, wait for it, a coat? In the sagas, you learn Odin feared nothing until he met Freya. Odin, when he saw the red locks of her hair, he knew he met his match. On in the island traded chronicles in beautiful color, documenting victories in battle and the honors bestowed. On in the island stands before the crown a strong shield maiden and servant of the kingdom. She has organized our armies and brought numbers to the crown. If Odin would tremble at her wrath, no warrior would challenge her count lest they have their heart blessed upon the field of battle. As new friends became part of the village, it is Anya that greeted them, assuring they were welcomed and that their seats were prepared. When the prince and princess had taken the chairs, Anya and service followed, assuring the feasts were proper and that there was comfort in the great hall for them and that they had abundance throughout the festival. When they then took their place as king and queen, Anya stayed as their servant, assuring their gratification continued. As king retired and new king arose, Anya remained in humble service. She remains with this mantle year upon year, reign upon reign. Anya the island is a humble servant. Today she stands in her humility before the crown of Ethelmark, Gareth and Juliana. Their majesties have consulted their orders. Peers have given testimony. A flock has come forward to welcome her in. Anya today is at Peloponnese, a symbol of service to be known near and far, where our ships did sail. The text is based rather loosely on the poetic Edda of Iceland by Master Liam McIntyre, with a scroll by Mistress Shireen Al-Susia. Yeah. Yes.
Hang out.
For Mistress, Anya the Island, newest companion of the most noble order of the Pelican.
Vivas! Vivas! Vivas!
Their Majesties would also be attended by Baron Kente Kettle.
Put down the bacon here. Let's go. She's gonna give you a muffin.
That's what what you're here for. You may have guessed because there's all these proposals. Well, we had a poll in the Order of Pelicans. And I have taken the advice of that order, and I have issued you a writ, and you will appear before us in our rank. You will answer that. But probably a You have served for long years in Baron and Blackstone. You have traveled the length and breadth of the kingdom as Baron, and in support of the barons that were in between your terms as Baron, to do the work that a Baron does in our kingdom.
More than that, Your Majesty. Much, much more than that. You organize people and lead them. Even without the hats, you have always led those people.
You know, this last time we agreed to take on that hat, it was because there was need. There was need for someone to step up. You'd already earned your hat. And you came back to do it again because there was need. And all of that's been seen by the order and other things. And we think it is right and it's time for you to answer this question. So, good order, you will give him counsel on the day you decide, and you will answer the question.
I
Our kingdom is blessed indeed with a long tradition of mighty warriors, gifted artisans, and excellent servants. For decades, the work of Kinde Kel has served in a host of ways. A capable leader, autocrat, and shenanigator are at the root of the tree of service he has fostered and grown. Our most noble order of the Pelican has seen this tree bear fruit, and so upon their advice to me, Gareth, and Juliana, Sylvan Majesties of the great kingdom of Applemark, bid him go forth to choose a day to contemplate elevation to that order. This we do this 27th day of January, Annos Occupatus 58, at the Debatable Lands 12th night. The calligraphy by Master Kieran the Grey, script based on the 12th century written of Louis I, with words by Anarias Patron de Valle.
Now, I gotta talk to these people.
You're impressed.
And you're gonna cross them apart.
Or better, goes forth to instead of take for its vigil to elevation amongst the Pelicans.
Oh, this is what well done. We're gonna go back. No, we're gonna go back. I'm gonna cry on the back. Hug in the back.
Majesties, one more time, would be attended by her ladyship, Gesa von Wallenstein.
I know. You've been here already. I know. So, the reason I called you up is that sometimes I give out an inspirational thing. So, I wanted to make some inspiration for today and give you a little pep. I want to explain why. So, this lovely lady, if you didn't know, has brought several basically newcomers around and took them on a tour of an SCA event today. So I think you introduced them to lots of people, including the World Sea, excellencies, and all around. And I think we need more of that. And it's just so wonderful to see people taking time out of the day to kind of help you along your next generation. So I love being my inspiration. Very nice. So, you doing that? No, of course. I always have time for newcomers because that is something that's really important. So, thank you so much for doing that. I know. Okay. That's all right, though. Thank you.
For ladyship, Gesa, Majesty's inspiration for this day.
Because! Because! Because!
The Majesties would next call for the attendance of all those artisans and scribes who contributed to works handed out in court this day. Wordsmiths, painters, all of them. for the scribes, artisans, wordsmiths, and all those who have contributed to the war this day.
Because! Because! Because!
So, I hope you all were traveling. I hope you filling out your passport. So far, we've only given out one. Yeah, another 50 or so made up. If you don't have a passport, so get one from us. You can break down which region you went to. You have to have all 5 regions filled out. Get somebody that was there to sign it, or if you did it a while back, we'll probably take your word for it. But the point behind it is not so much the pilgrimage bag, which they're really cool. Yeah, they look like a real pilgrimage bag. I was so happy with what passed to do with that. And the fellow did. But that you travel, you meet people in this kingdom. It's easy to be a big deal in the little pond you live in. But you find out if you travel this kingdom, it's full of wonderful people, talented people, and a lot of people you can learn from. It's a worthwhile thing to do. So I hope you will. You will partake in our little quest to recognize that. So still got plenty of time. We're still 2.5 months left in the train. We'll lose out. Also, Gulf War's getting close. And I hope that a lot of us get to go to that together. It's looking like we're going to have a lot of Vikings for the Viking team, which is that. Even, some people are doing new kits that have come play. I don't know, I've made a lot of kits. But anyway, it's a good opportunity for us to travel the market. We go down there. It's not like the events that we regularly go to because we're 1,000 miles from home. So we depend on each other in ways that we wouldn't otherwise, and we get closer and stronger as a kingdom together when we travel. So I hope to see you there, and thank you for today. It's been a nice day.
There being no further business before their majesties, their court is hereby closed. All rise.
Okay!
Class on the Christian style. Really, if I can